Hi, sorry about that. Good afternoon. Welcome to a windy, chilly Wednesday night from Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. We had a couple of diversions come in. Just trying to get everything situated really quick. I guess I should have just rebooted everything before I went live, but we're good to go. We had a United 777 divert in a little bit ago. Sounds like they're getting ready to leave, so we'll catch that one tonight. United Express heading out. There's some weather moving into the New York area, so we may get some more. We'll have to wait and see. Ops tonight are on the 6s, 6 left for arrivals, 6 right for departures. Want to be over here so we can get both sides and see the heavy that's on the field today. The Frontier Special Livery. I actually have 2 777s on the field today. The Gridiron Air 777 is still here, the one that came in the other night. From what I hear, that aircraft is supporting Bruce Springsteen's tour. So if that's true, we should see it leave probably late Friday night or maybe even on Saturday. So if we find out anything, we'll let you know. I don't have the scanner plugged in directly to the encoder today, so hopefully that solves a bit of that issue tonight. It's also a lot quieter over here. We don't have all the road noise on this side. Delta Flight 2750 inbound from Atlanta. The United 777 is taxiing as Flight 804. And it diverted in on his way in from Washington Dulles out of, I believe, Tokyo. Hard to believe, on Monday night when we were up here, it was 90 degrees almost. And tonight I'm back in a winter coat, hat, and gloves. Northeast Ohio in a nutshell. It's chilly tonight. Triple 7 needs to be off the ground by 49 or they'll be spending the night. I believe they'll make it. They let them go first, so they should be next. So they got about 7 minutes or so to get off the ground. I think they'll make it. There they are. I had a 777-200 that diverted in about an hour ago. I rushed up here straight from work to try to catch this one for you. United 804 Heavy 777 on their way back to Washington Dulles after diverting in a little bit ago due to weather down in that area. Two 777s in a week for us. How about that? So as the 777 heads out, they're doing a runway sweep to make sure that there's no FOD on the runway. We got 3 aircraft lining up for departure. We got American, we got Southwest, and we'll have Frontier. American 737 ready to go. Flight 1989 on our way to Dallas. Southwest is 1292 heading to Chicago. And Frontier is 1831 on their way to Tampa. Southwest 4101 inbound from Phoenix on the other side. Looks a little bit like Dallas here tonight, except a whole heck of a lot colder with American and Southwest holding short. Two different airports, of course, but and behind them we'll have Frontier. Third aircraft in line for Joey the Opossum, heading to Tampa. Car 8 is off the runway. Americans should be getting their clearance to head out. Flight 1989 on their way to DFW. Detroit had two 747s. They had an Atlas there this morning, and then Kalita came in this afternoon. Only if I didn't have to work today, we would have gone out to see that, but pretty happy to at least see the 777. And there could be more. There's weather moving into the East Coast, and we already had a diversion from LaGuardia. If you didn't hear the news, there was a sinkhole that opened up at one of the taxiways at LaGuardia today. But we have some weather moving in as well, so we'll keep an eye on Newark, JFK, and LaGuardia. Maybe we'll get some more. Had some weather move into Detroit yesterday and caused a couple of diversions. We were really close to get one of the Delta A350s. They ended up being able to go in, but man, we'll see if we get more today. So one Southwest heading out, another Southwest heading in. And we'll catch the Frontier as well. Southwest 1404, I think it was, from Phoenix. Yeah, we have Frontier heading out. We should have FedEx a little bit later on. We should have Alaska, I believe, a little bit later on. We already had UPS land with their 757. We may catch one departing tonight, though. As long as they get out of here before it gets dark. Should be leaving around 8:30. That's Alaska's inbound, flight 216 inbound from Seattle. American Eagle 5529 should be pushing back shortly for Charlotte. Delta flight 1449, our A220 tonight, should be heading to Minneapolis. And we should get the Frontier as well, since it's expected to leave at about 8:15. So we should catch both of those today. Got Shelton here tonight. Smog Media is here as well. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Shelton says, Kansas City got the flagship 777 last night, the American Retro 777. What an amazing catch for those guys. I am so jealous. I am so jealous. I saw a picture of that this morning. I was like, man, that would have been an amazing catch. That's a pretty big diversion. I would think going. That's a pretty big diversion with the weather in Dallas to go all the way up to Kansas City and not like Oklahoma City or something like that. So, but had some pretty serious weather out that way last night. Wish it came here. fact, the weather is actually beginning to hit the East Coast right now. Let's see if there's anything out there circling. Yeah, there's definitely a few aircraft out there circling. Don't know if anything will come in. We'll keep our eyes out on it though. Not likely, but I'll take one of those Deltas. We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed. Alaska 216 rolling out. 16, turn right, doing Golf, Alpha, cross runway 6 right, drop 0.7 on the other side. 737-900 ER tonight. I feel like they've been sending the 800 series aircraft in the mornings. So if we're gonna get one of the special liveries, it's probably gonna have to be early in the morning, but if we get one that's worth it, we'll definitely come up for it. Sound like the ground stop at Baltimore is coming to an end. Our next inbound flight, we got Frontier 2698 out of Phoenix, Airbus A321. Air Canada Jazz 647 out of Montreal. Got a Falcon inbound as well for the left side. And American Eagle 5529 is taxiing out. So got a few aircraft out there today. Got some weather to the south. Hopefully it misses us. For the most part, it's kind of been heading, staying to the south, so hopefully that stays down there and we don't have to deal with that tonight. I think there is a chance of rain later. But we'll see how it goes. Right now it's only 52 degrees here at Cleveland Hopkins Airport. Should drop down to about 48 tonight and only hit about 59 tomorrow. But the weekend looks nice. Looks like a nice weekend for the holiday weekend, so we'll enjoy that while we can. Shelton says, just send it to your Instagram. I'll take a look at that here in a minute. I'm jealous. I would have been. That's one of the airplanes I want to try to find a way to see this year. I think our best bet's probably going to be if we go visit family in Charlotte. I'm hoping that maybe we'll get lucky and it'll show up down there if we're able to go. Because I don't really see me going to Dallas this year, but I'd like to see that aircraft though. I do wish it was chrome. That's the only thing I have to say is I wish it was chrome like it originally was. But still, it's pretty neat that they do it. I hope that at some point this year, American finds a way to get that aircraft with Flagship Detroit, which is an original American Airlines DC-3 that's still flying. It'll actually be in Dayton here in a couple of weeks. So I kind of wish that American would find a way to coordinate and get those two together, because that's the paint scheme that the 777 is wearing. But hey, they did a heck of a lot more than United did. American has the flagship livery as a retro 777. They also have the 100th anniversary 737. Delta, of course, had their special livery they did last year. United just slapped a big old sticker on the side of an A321 and a 787 and said, "That's good enough." Which is so disappointing for, you know, one of the most historic airlines out there. But they can celebrate however they want. 55-29 for American Eagle. They're on the way to Charlotte. CRJ 900, I believe. At the Frontier on final for 6 left. We'll stick with American Eagle. I think we'll get them off the ground before the Frontier gets here. Try to catch both of them for you. As American Eagle heads out, Frontier is touching down on 6 left. Didn't quite have enough time to catch both of them, but there's the Frontier. A321, I don't think the Polar Bear is very happy in Phoenix. Probably pretty happy up here where it's pretty chilly though. Very glad I mowed my grass last night. I had just enough time from the time I got off work to the time the storms hit to get the grass mowed. And it was we finally had a long enough series where it was mostly dry that I was able to get that completely done, and it doesn't completely look like a swamp anymore, so. Got a Falcon inbound for 6 left. Has been a wet spring, that is for sure. C-Fry says the FedEx should be here in about 19 minutes. Looking forward to seeing that one. We need them to land over here. They won't unless something happens, but we need them to land over here. Tom Springs asking, yo, where are you behind the airport? I'm off of Aerospace Road right now. Looks like maybe Key Banks Falcon. It's cold out today, so the baggage handlers bringing everything over from UPS, they're using the truck today. But they're not in the tractor. It's a little bit too cold for the tractor today, I think. Either that or this is the experienced guy and the tractor somewhere else. Airport ops as well. They've been doing a lot of work around the field. I saw today the new central checkpoint for TSA that's been closed for a little bit. That has opened. It's a new expanded checkpoint. So you're flying into Cleveland or flying out of Cleveland. Hopefully TSA is a little bit easier for you, especially out of that center checkpoint, kind of where, if I remember right, it's about where Spirit's check-in, or Spirit's ticket, if I remember right, was around there. Because United is down at the other end. So kind of that center checkpoint. It may not have been Spirit, but I'm trying to think if that's who the airline was that was right there. So all three TSA checkpoints are open back up, which will be nice, especially for those flying in the morning when the airport is on the busier side. Air Canada Jazz inbound from Montreal. So Selling My Tempo is asking, are they done with the renovations? For the new airport, no. I don't even know if they've started it yet, to be honest, but at least the TSA checkpoint they were working on, at least that's done. And it'll be done until they do the full terminal project over the next couple of years. But hopefully they get that done sooner rather than later. Got a bunch of stuff holding up there. There's a Delta 767. My guess is if it does divert going to New York, if it does divert, it'll probably go to JFK, or probably go to Detroit, but we'll keep an eye on it. American 737 circling as well. Got some weather moving into the East Coast. We may see some more diversions tonight, so we'll have to keep our eyes out. Keep our eyes out and keep our fingers crossed. If you're just joining us, we had a United 777 divert in. We got the departure about 15 minutes ago, maybe, on his way back to Washington Dulles. So, hey, keep your fingers crossed. You never know. Definitely on the cold side up here today. Doing a runway sweep of runway 1028 down there. I believe FedEx is our next inbound flight. Flight 361 out of Memphis, about 8 minutes out. There's Southwest 2639 out of Baltimore, Washington. He's about 25 minutes out. Delta Connection 5887 out of Boston is 45 minutes out. JetBlue 541 out of Boston is about 55 minutes out. And American Eagle 4409, looks like the Republic Airways house livery for that one is about 40 minutes out from Chicago. United 1808 from Orlando, I'm sorry, about 55 minutes out. And I got a business jet behind that, a few other aircraft. So we'll try to catch whatever we can as long as the rain stays away. Would love one of those aircraft that's circling for New York. Actually got several aircraft to the north of us that's circling now, so hey, maybe. And to our west, to our east, I see several aircraft. There's actually a Delta 767 that's diverting to Windsor Locks. American Dreamliner out there, a couple of Delta 757s over Pennsylvania. Got a few aircraft out there. There's a chance. Just really depends on how long the storms stay out there. So is Hopkins a hub for Frontier? Not a hub, but it's a crew base. I don't think Frontier technically calls any of their cities hubs, but we're a crew base for Frontier, so we have a flight attendant and pilot base here. A little bit of maintenance as well. But that opened up a couple of years ago now. And that is a UPS 757. We should see it leave tonight. Louise is here from Australia. Hope you're doing well tonight. We're up here dealing with the bipolar weather that is Cleveland Hopkins Airport. There's 90 degrees on Monday, and it's only 52 right now, Fahrenheit. Got a Learjet taxiing out for departure, is heading out to Sanford. Should have Southwest 3375 to Baltimore and 1017 in Asheville pushing back shortly, as well as Delta 1449. Got a whole bunch of Frontiers over there. 4209 should be heading to Atlanta. Should see 3232 leave later as well. Yeah, keeping our fingers crossed to see if maybe we'll get a diversion tonight. Another diversion tonight. We had the 777 earlier. And on Monday night, we had the Gridiron Air 777 come in. That, I believe, I've heard a few reports that that aircraft is here due to Bruce Springsteen's tour. I think he has a concert on Friday night. So if that's the case, we should see that aircraft leave either Friday night or sometime on Saturday, if that's the case. So if I find out anything, of course, I'll let you know on Instagram. I'll post it on there. And if it's during the day, we'll come up and stream it for you. It was at night. I'll try to come up and film it unless it's at 3 in the morning, of course, but we'll see. Had an Aeronavis CRJ 200 land a little bit ago as well. I mean, getting MD-80s at night again, but usually not until like 2 o'clock in the morning. Got the Learjet on their way out. FedEx should be our next inbound flight. Should only be a couple of minutes out now. Not much going on at the old NASA hangar anymore, unfortunately. From what I hear, all the aircraft have been moved. And that hangar is up for lease. They're going to keep the research center here, but at least for the time being, it doesn't sound like there's going to be any aircraft based out of Hopkins anymore for NASA, which is disappointing. Every once in a while, we'll get a T-38 or something will come in, but definitely disappointing to see even though we didn't have anything too crazy exciting, we just had a couple of T-34s and PC-12s, but still, they were pretty cool to see. Speaking of Pilatus, how about the news with the snowbirds that came out yesterday that the Canadian snowbirds are going to stand down operations after this season until the 2030s when they're expected to get their new aircraft. They're going to be moving to turboprops. It's a pretty big news involving the snowbirds. So if they're going to be near you this year, definitely make sure you go check out the snowbirds as they're in town. They're going to be in Columbus, part of the Columbus Air Show next month. So definitely try to get down there to see the snowbirds if you get a chance. And then the Red Arrows were officially announced today for Thunder over Michigan. So a couple of international jet teams will be within a couple of hour drive of Cleveland in just a few weeks as we get into June and July for those shows. Yeah, of course, we have Patrol de France coming over as well. So I'm going to try to go catch those guys, hopefully maybe at Baltimore or something like that. But yeah, if you get a chance, go see the snowbirds this year, because it might be the last time you see them for quite a while. And the last time they'll be in the Tudors. They've been flying the Tudors, I think, since the 60s. So I'm glad that we're going to get the opportunity to see them in Columbus. They were supposed to have been at Niagara Falls that weekend. As long as the Thunderbirds. Both the Thunderbirds and the Snowbirds are going to be at Niagara Falls. That air show got canceled with everything going on, and so Columbus was able to snag both jet teams. Here's FedEx inbound from Memphis. So FedEx, our 767 inbound from Memphis, just touched down. Should be leaving, I think, around 10:30 tonight. So we have a 757, a 767, and we had the 777 earlier today. We just need a 747 to come in. Don't think that's going to happen, but that's all we need tonight is a 747 to come in. And a 727 as well, but I don't see where the Dubai Air Wing is coming in today, unfortunately, because that would be pretty crazy. But I do find it interesting, though, that they parked the 777 on the de-ice pad. I did find that interesting, which does make me wonder if maybe they're expecting something to come in and park on the pad at some point this week. It's usually to park all those aircraft over on the pad. But it's sitting on the de-icing pad. So looking ahead to this weekend, as long as we're not sick with the weather change and with our little one, hoping to go to either Detroit, maybe go to Detroit to do a live stream this weekend, and then trying to get out to Pittsburgh on Monday. I believe Monday is the Aer Lingus inaugural. So I'm gonna try to get out there to see if we can get that, maybe stream it for you. Depends on the weather and everything too. Our 1-year-old's had a pretty high fever the last couple of days with something on around. So, but that seemed to have broke today. He seemed to be doing a lot better today. So as long as we're able to avoid that, we'll try to get out there to catch one of those airports for you. Still got some spirits on the ground at both of those airports. So maybe we'll catch one of those as well if we get lucky. Southwest 2639, about 15 minutes out. Looks like our next inbound flight. And I see some of the aircraft that we're holding for New York are starting to exit the holding pattern, so doesn't look like we're gonna get lucky tonight. But hey, you'll never know. So Glenn Pav is asking, what radio do you use to monitor aircraft? I have a very old Uniden BC-125 AT. I need to get a new one. It has been through the ringer the last few years. Time to get a new one probably. Been dropped a million times, but good little scanner. It's also good if you like, if you're into NASCAR too. You can use it, you can program their frequencies in for NASCAR and some different sports like that. Different motor sports that use that. It picks up some military frequencies as well. Obviously, if they get to the high frequencies, you can't listen to them. But some of them you can listen to. Law enforcement has largely switched to digital, so you really can't pick those up too much anymore. But good scanner for this, for sure. And you get it pretty cheap as well. Seattle Seagull is asking, is the United 777 that got diverted in from Tokyo still parked? No, it left about a half hour ago now. We caught it towards the beginning. Yeah, it wasn't here very long. It was only here for about an hour or so. The Gridiron Air one is here though, the other 777 that came in. I'm not sure when that's gonna leave. If it's part of Bruce Springsteen's tour, I don't think it'll leave until probably Friday or Saturday, but it's still parked over there. Have a higher chance of seeing a Delta 727 connection than a 747. Actually, 747s are more common here than 727s. We don't see very many 727s. Every once in a while, USA Jet or IFL will come in. They'll be doing like the car parts charters, but they usually come in the middle of the night. So we don't see them very often. The last time we had a 727 here, I came up here, it was pouring rain. It came up here to get it, and but that's the last time we had a 727 that I remember. 747s we get every once in a while. We got the Dubai Air Wing that comes in. Atlas Air comes in every once in a while. So I probably have seen more 747s up here, to be honest, than 727s. But typically one of those probably wouldn't divert here, but hey, you never know. Fortunately, the freighters, if a freighter's going into like Louisville, Columbus, Rickenbacker, or Cincinnati, they usually would go to one of those other airports that's not getting hit by weather. So, or Wilmington down south of Columbus will get them sometimes too, but the cargo diversions, if they don't go to like Indianapolis or Pittsburgh or Detroit. Detroit had two today. They had an Atlas 747 and a Kalitta 747. I think they're both operating as military charters. Wish I didn't have to work. I would have tried to go catch those, but maybe next time. But they get the UPS 757 loaded up for their flight down to Louisville. They should be leaving around 8:30, 8:45 tonight. So if we get enough daylight, we'll try to catch them for you before we wrap up. It is kind of cloudy today, so that could impact things a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. I see the sun's trying to come out though. And so far the rain's been staying to the south, so hopefully it stays to the south and it doesn't hit us. American 1078 taxiing out for departure. Airbus A319 will be heading over to Chicago. Speaking of Louisville, the NTSB has been having hearings the last 2 days regarding the UPS MD-11 that crashed last year. And if they released the video, we've all seen the still frames of the engine separation, but they released the video, and the video is absolutely wild to watch. And reading a report, they had some frames of some other videos as well, which I kind of wish they'd release the videos, because some of the angles were incredible of that engine separation, even more incredible than the one they did release. But my guess is they probably won't release those videos, but still watching that engine come off, and you could definitely tell where it fought it out the middle of the center engine as well. That poor crew had no chance, but they found, reading the report, they found several other MD-11s with similar cracks, and you know, we'll see. But Boeing and the FAA approved a fix, and FedEx is starting to fly him again, and I see Western Global starting to fly him again. One was supposed to come into Columbus today. I don't know if it ever actually took off, but I saw it pop up today for Western Global. So we'll keep an eye on one of those, and if we're able to catch an MD-11 departure, we'll definitely go down there to catch it for you. There are at least 2 of them on the ground at Columbus Rickenbacker, so hopefully we'll see an MD-11 down there. I don't know if the one that popped up today actually took off, but I saw where one was supposed to come in today. I believe that's a Western Global base down there, so we do see them come in and out pretty often when they were back in service. So we'll try to catch one for you. We won't stream it because there's not too much that goes on down there, but we'll at least get some video of it for you. American heading to Chicago. Southwest taxi, I believe it's the one heading to BWI. Also yesterday, posted my first video on YouTube 5 years ago yesterday. And it was a music video. I remember I came up here one night after work, just had my phone with me. It's in the middle of the pandemic, or right after 2021, I guess, so it wasn't really anything to do. Just kind of came up here, was getting some videos of some airplanes, and ended up filling the memory on my phone. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do with these? What am I gonna do with these videos? Do I delete them? Do I just post them to Facebook and forget about them? Like, what do I do with them? I thought maybe I'll put them on YouTube, whatever, you know, we'll see what happens. That was 5 years ago yesterday. Wasn't too long after losing my music job, my music teaching job, and kind of going into some other fields. And it was kind of just a nice way to get away, and ended up meeting some people and posting other videos, and it turned into my YouTube channel, which at the time I believe was called Northern Ohio Aviation Media. Eventually became Nick Fly's Media. That was 5 years ago yesterday, so hard to believe. Got to meet a lot of really amazing people and take us some pretty cool trips and whatnot just because I posted a video on YouTube, and really thankful for all the support, and can't believe that something that I thought wouldn't get any subscribers, when it got one, I couldn't believe it. The fact now that it has over 50,000 just blows my mind, and thank you guys all so much for your support. Southwest heading out, and I think, is that the Aero Novice behind it? It might be the Aero Novice CRJ behind it. Southwest heading to Nashville. I think so. There's actually two Southwest. One's heading to Nashville, one's heading to BWI. And that is the Aero Novice CRJ back there taxiing out, so we'll catch that one too. $737 MAX 8 for Southwest. Remember, when I started, these were rare. I didn't see too many of these coming out of the grounding. These were rare, and we still saw a lot of the Canyon Blue liveries back in those days. We're gonna follow these guys. Aero Novice TSM, it's a CRJ. They didn't send one of their MD-80s tonight, unfortunately, but we have their CRJ on the field today. Kind of an unusual visitor for us. Came in from Laredo, Texas. Operate some cargo charters. And then behind that we'll have a whale. The Delta A220 heading to Minneapolis. We should probably hear it here in a second. Southwest landing on the other runway. Aero Novice heading out. Delta holding short of 6 or 8. Airbus A220 will be heading to Minneapolis. Delta on their way to Minneapolis. Another Southwest is taxiing out. So one was heading to Baltimore, one was heading to Nashville. Don't remember which one was which, but this is a 737 MAX 8. And Southwest is cleared to takeoff. Southwest 3379 on their way out. Only downside to this spot, you're really close for departures. Not too bad for arrivals, but in between you really can't see much. The ramp is behind the trees, so the one down the ways is probably my favorite spot just because of how close you can get, especially with the aircraft taxiing out. American Eagle 4409 inbound from Chicago be coming in on the left side here shortly. That's going to be another special livery for us, the Republic Airways house livery. Only about 4 minutes out. We have Delta Connection 5887 out of Boston's about 10 minutes out. Aeronavis 599, the CRJ 200 we had a few minutes ago, they're heading back to Laredo, Texas. So came here, dropped off or picked up whatever it was, and they're on their way back. Get a Cirrus Vision on its way to Akron Fulton. That's kind of cool. United 1808 out of Orlando is about 18 minutes out. We have a Citation out of Naples, Florida is about 45 minutes out. JetBlue 541 from Boston is 25 minutes out. American Eagle 5170 out of DCA is about 25 minutes out. Southwest 2612 out of Chicago is 45 minutes out. Southwest 1896 also about 45 minutes out. In Pittsburgh, apparently got us one of the 767s diverting in. Actually, a lot of aircraft are circling. Delta 668, 767-300 is diverting to Pittsburgh. Delta 951 will divert back to Detroit, 767-300. American 9793 is out there as well, circling. As well as a bunch of narrow-body jets, so it's possible. Some aircraft are going up to Syracuse. Delta 795, 757 diverting to Detroit. And Delta 2934 also diverting to Detroit. Actually going to have a FedEx MD-11 heading to Newark. It might fly over. We're not going to be able to see it due to the clouds more than likely. But it's an hour, 21 minutes out from Newark. It should fly more or less over us, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see it with the weather, with the clouds. Speaking of MD-11s, Frontier 4209 taxiing out, heading to Atlanta, Airbus A320neo. And American Eagle 5166 taxiing out as well. They'll be heading to DCA. Southwest 4101 as well. Looks like they're getting close to pushing back for their trip over to St. Louis. So once again, Pittsburgh is stealing all of the diversions, but I'm not surprised about the ones going to Detroit being a Delta hub over there. Go back and jump into the comments. C. Fry says the Cavs need to be locked in tomorrow. Oh my goodness, what a choke job was that last night. How do you have a 22-point lead and you blow it? Gotta win that tonight or tomorrow night. If you lose that one, you're probably done. But if you got a 20-point lead, you got to win that game. That was brutal. I'm in a group chat with a couple of guys at work. They're more into basketball than I am. I'm more into baseball and hockey. But it was just going back and forth. At first it was great, and then it turned into a bunch of expletives and stuff like that as it got worse. And in overtime, it wasn't even really that close. Got Monica here, Sunil is here, and Dee is here from Brook Park. Thank you guys so much for being here. Should have charged it. I got the warming gloves on. I guess I should have plugged them in. I thought I was done with them. 90 degrees up here on Monday. Right now we're at about 50. Frontier heading to Atlanta, we have Republic Airways on the left side, inbound from Chicago. The E-175 will be a special livery, so we're gonna try to catch that one for you as Mateo the Red Wolf lines up for departure. Airbus A320neo for Frontier. Actually should have another special livery here in a few minutes. The Frontier, one of the America's greener airline liveries, should be heading out. supposed to leave at about 8:07, so hopefully it leaves more or less on time. Fred T is heading out. We're going to grab the Republic Special Livery inbound from Chicago. And again, hopefully we'll probably wrap up around 8:30 tonight to get home, and hopefully we'll be able to see this one leave. That's about the time it's supposed to go. So hopefully we're able to catch that one leave tonight. Got an American 777 overhead. I can't see it with the clouds, but we'll keep our eyes on it. Delta 5887 inbound for Boston, turning final. Wish this clearing would get here a little quicker. There's a, maybe we'll see the MD-11, the FedEx MD-11 is heading to Newark. We need the cloud layer to go away, though. We might have a chance. Got Brandon here today. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying warm today. Looking ahead later on this week, we'll do another live stream this weekend. Possibly Friday night. We'll see how things go. And then maybe Sunday night again. And kind of looking at maybe going up to Detroit. We'll see what the weather does. But maybe going up to Detroit to do a live stream. Definitely trying to get to Pittsburgh on Monday to get the Aer Lingus inaugural over there. So just see how the weather goes. Just see how busy everyone is. American Eagle CRJ heading to Washington Reagan National. Pretty close tail number to the one that was lost at DCA last year, November 719, Papa Sierra. The one that was lost in that unfortunate mid-air collision, I believe, was 709. So a little spooky seeing that registration. Hopefully these guys have a good flight over to that airport. The CRJ involved in that accident, actually, the flight before came here. So it went to, I don't know where it did first thing in the morning, but I know it went Washington to Cleveland, back to Washington, then over to Tulsa. Or sorry, Wichita City, and then there was a flight back from Wichita City that that whole thing happened. Brandon says, "You go Sunday. Let me know. I'll come up. I'll probably be up here Sunday night. As long as the weather's nice, I'll probably be up here Sunday night." Seattle Seagulls to the watch the RAF A400 fly over earlier today. I bet you heard it too. Those things are loud. Delta on final for the left side. We have two more departing flights behind the American Eagle. We have Delta flight 2750 to Atlanta. Southwest 4101 heading to St. Louis. So a couple of departing aircraft will be taxiing behind this. A400, I believe, will be, if you're local to the area, I believe will be on static at Dayton. I just don't think they've announced it yet. But I believe I've heard from reliable sources that the German A400 will be back. And I would imagine we'll see a British one as well when the Red Arrows are at Thunder over Michigan next month. Great year for air shows on the East Coast. I hope you guys are able to catch some of those. We got the British, we got the French coming over to do some shows. We got the final year of the Snowbirds and the Tudors this year. Final year for the Snowbirds in a while, unfortunately, as they're going to stand down for a few years waiting for the replacement aircraft. They'll be in Columbus in a couple of weeks, so big month for air shows in June. Going to try to get to as many as we can, so make sure you guys are here for it. Don't want to miss some of those. It's going to be a great summer. Got Warbirds coming to town. We got Ecuador's World Cup team going to Columbus. We got Brazil and Egypt coming to Cleveland for a World Cup preview. We got the Hall of Fame game later on this year. And of course, we got our NFL charters that'll be later on this year. Got some great air shows coming to town this year. So if you're not able to get out to some of them, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll bring them to you here, so at least you can catch a video of them. Southwest is tailgating Delta. Ready to head out. Delta heading to Atlanta, Southwest heading to St. Louis. I also hear United should be announcing a couple of new flights any day now as well, for what I've been hearing. So, West, I don't think they've already announced them yet today. If they did, I missed the announcement, but if not, a couple of new United flights are supposed to be announced here soon. So we had a decent amount of expansion this year as well, with Air Canada, with American. Southwest finally added Dallas Love. Frontier, of course, added some flights for the season. And United joining in on the fun as well. Delta heading out Southwest on the runway, ready to go. Flight 4101 to St. Louis. I wonder if everyone on the Southwest aircraft had their shirts on. It's been a big fad across Major League Baseball over the last couple of weeks called Tarps Off, where fans have been gathering in large sections and taking their shirts off. Kind of started in St. Louis over the weekend with the Stephen F. Austin University baseball team was in town for the NCAA baseball playoffs, and they gathered in the right field corner and took their shirts off, and the Cardinals came back to win that game. And It's kind of been a big thing ever since. I saw that it was going on in Tampa yesterday as well. So that's a tarps off flight on their way back to St. Louis. United 18-0A inbound from Orlando. So we got several aircraft holding for New York. A couple diverting to Detroit. And an American, or Delta 767 diverted into Pittsburgh. You got the United Star Alliance 767 holding out there on the East Coast. That'd be a pretty cool one to get in. Not expecting anything, but hey, you never know, right? We did get the 777 today, so you never know. United rolling out, just came in from Orlando with the 737 MAX 9, I believe it was. ETS should be heading out around 8:30, so hopefully we'll catch it before it gets dark. JetBlue inbound from Boston, a couple of minutes out. A220, one wearing the new livery. About 3 minutes out for that one. At the airport for us, Southwest 1336. Should be pushing back here fairly soon for its flight over to Denver, 737-800. We have SkyWest 5992 pushing back from its gate. It's a United Express flight heading to Chicago. Frontier 1821 should be pushing back as well in the next couple of minutes. It's a special livery. One of the America's Green Airline A321neos will be heading out to Las Vegas. American Eagle 5170 as well. CRJ out of Washington Reagan National. So you got Alaska 216 leaving around 8:15 as well, so should see that one leave. On a chilly night up here in northeastern Ohio. Currently still showing 52 degrees. Northeast winds at 15, gusting up to 22, which will put our wind chill in the 40s tonight. We should get down to about 48 for a low. After being in the 80s yesterday and touching 90 degrees on Monday. Plus side on a night like tonight though is like my water stays cold. Guardians are playing up in Detroit right now. It's a 0-0 game in the 6th inning. It seems to kind of be the tradition that if the Guardians win, the Cavs lose. But we need the Cavs to shape it up tomorrow night. We can't let that happen again. That was bad, but right in line with Cleveland sports. JetBlue 541 on final. We'll pick it up here in a second. Inbound from Boston. Airbus A220. Today is definitely one of those days that reminds you that it's not summer yet. It has snowed in May before in Cleveland. Not expecting that, at least in the forecast right now. Hopefully we don't get any more of that, but it's not unheard of. But hopefully we're done with all that. There's our JetBlue A220. So JetBlue across the runway, and we'll pick up with the SkyWest E175 that's heading to Chicago. American Eagle coming in on the other side. United Express takes the runway, American Eagle inbound. And our SkyWest flight on their way to O'Hare. Had the sun trying to peek out through the clouds. Reminds me of those cloud bands that you get in September and October when the hurricanes are coming through on the East Coast and what's left of them come through. You kind of get these bands. Kind of looks a little bit like that. But definitely on the chilly side here. Just to our north is the MD-11. Unfortunately, I can't see it with the clouds. But a FedEx MD-11 that's on its way to Newark. Unfortunately, it's just not clear enough tonight. It's trying to clear up a little bit, but I was hoping we might be able to see that tonight. But again, we'll keep an eye on the ones at Rickenbacker and try to catch one of those if we're able to get one. Frontier 1821 taxiing out for Las Vegas. It's the America's Green Airlines special livery. I believe it's Edward the Bald Eagle, the third of the three that wear that special livery. So we'll see that one heading out. Looks like a Phenom is live as well. Still got several aircraft circling for New York. There's actually a Korean Air 777 that's circling. I don't think it'll come in, but wouldn't that be a treat? We got a bunch of aircraft circling, so there's still a chance that something will divert. So hey, keep your fingers crossed. You just never know. Weren't with us earlier. We had a United 777 divert in earlier this afternoon. We caught that aircraft when it left. Got a Cessna Citation out of Naples, about 10 minutes out. Frontier 1055 is 25 minutes out. It's a A321neo out of Orlando. Southwest 2612 about 10 minutes out from Chicago Midway. United 1896 about 15 out from LAX. Delta Connection 4954 out of Detroit is about 15 minutes out. And United 2652 out of Chicago is about 20 minutes out. So a few inbound flights for us. See, Pittsburgh's picking up another diversion. It's a CRJ. But hey, maybe we'll get lucky. You just never know. Like we're gonna fire off some flares to scare the birds off. I'm not sure the best part of their job. Is it driving down the runway? Which would be tempting to go as fast as you can. Or is it shooting off the flares? Here's the Frontier special livery for us. See the fuel truck heading over as well for Sea Fry's heading out. Hope you have a great night. Jeff up in Bangor has some military tankers and a C5 touch and go. I saw a C5 actually landed at a Wright-Patterson earlier today. Get to see all kinds of cool stuff up there at Bangor. It's been a while since we've had a military touch and go here. They come in every once in a while and they'll do some touch and goes. We're about due for sure. Edward the Bald Eagle. One of the 3 America Green Airlines special liveries for Frontier, adorned on their first 3 A321 Neos. This is the 3rd of the 3, and they're heading to Las Vegas. We had Maria the Bald Eagle, the 2nd one on the stream on, I think, Monday night. Ops coming down again. Always I got to fire off some more flares for us. They were just down on the other runway firing them off. I think he will. A lot of seagulls in the area. Bird strikes are not uncommon here. Probably about once a year or so I get one. Actually film one. But they're definitely more common than that. So they do everything they can to try to chase them off. We got some seagulls in the area tonight. Got that business jet, the Southwest and United and Delta all inbound here. Southwest 1336 should be pushing back soon. Aer Lingus should be pushing back as well for the flight back over to Dublin. I wish he would have fired that one off over here. That was a loud one. It's like Ops is heading back down this way. When are they going to fire off more? He's just driving one end of the runway to the other and firing off flares. So I might get to see some more fireworks. Firing off on the other side as well. Putting one of them down on 6 right, so we'll have a 6 right arrival here. Might be picking something up, I can't tell. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're having some challenges with our flare gun. There we go. Looks like the business jet, or is that the Southwest? I think that's the Southwest landing on the left side. I think someone else is firing off something outside of the airport. Almost sounds like we're at a firing range out here. Southwest inbound from Chicago. It is Memorial Day weekend, so I'm sure we'll hear all kinds of fireworks going off over the next few days. Hope you guys all have a great Memorial Day weekend if you're in the area. I hope the weather's nice for you. Sure, we'll probably do some stuff with family as well as try to get up here to the airport. See, an unofficial start of summer, so we'll start seeing swimming pools and places like that opening up, but I hope it warms up for it because it is chilly tonight. I think we're gonna fire off some more flares, but we have a business jet inbound.
Macro runway assignment. Read macro runway hold short instruction. Advise on initial contact. You have information X-ray. Cleveland Hopkins Airport departure information X-ray. 23510. Wind 040 at runway. Gusts 100. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 10 clouds. Field 15 clouds overcast. Temperature 11, 2.4. Altimeter 3020. Remarks. AO2 sea level pressure 243, Tango 0111004410022. 33 sir, go ahead and make the 180 on the runway. 180 on the runway.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure why the ATIS popped up.
Here taxi Juliet 4 to that. Go for Juliet 4 to that, double center still. 26 left.
We'll go ahead and turn him off. As United inbound from Los Angeles on the left side.
Next left turn, join Kilo Hotel. Touch up. Have a good day. No, you did well, but you can. Thank you.
Delta connection inbound from Detroit. And Southwest 1336 should be taxiing out for their flight to Denver. Air Lingus 9 Lima Tango also getting ready to push back for their flight over to Dublin. And Alaska 216 taxiing back for Seattle. United 2652 behind a Delta connection flight. And we have Frontier 1055 out of Orlando, about 15 minutes out for that one. So I got a few inbound and a few outbound flights as well. And UPS should be heading out soon as well. Like Ops is continuing their tour of the airport, getting ready to fire off some more flares. Got a really pretty sunset. Just trying to show up behind the clouds. Jeff was asking if I'm at Aviator tonight. And not tonight, I'm over on the side of Aerospace and Grayton Road in that area tonight with runway 6 left, 6 right ops. So they're coming in the opposite direction for Aviator. Aviator would be good for departures. So I'm sure someone was probably over there tonight for the 777 departure. That would have been a really good place to get a photo or video of that. But I decided to come up and do a live stream tonight and wanted to be closer to the action for both of them for you. So we're down here tonight. But Aviator wouldn't have been bad for a departure shot of the 777. And Heartland on the other side would be a great place to be for the arrivals tonight. Wish I would have got the 777 arrival, but I was still at work when that came in.
Clearance for United 598. Any clarification on that edict time versus ground stop? United 598. Yeah, they just got back to us, and it looks like there won't be an update till 010000. So I'm not sure why they gave you that time. That's earlier than the update time, but I'll let you know if anything changes. And they're not even sure if they have any routes there, so they're not sure if you're going to have a reroute either. So just kind of stand by and we'll kind of keep you apprised as we find out.
Got some more weather on the East Coast moving through. Talking about ground stops at Newark.
Thanks, sorry, I don't have any better information. If you were to be, let's say they do lift the ground stop, how long do you think you'll need before you're ready to depart? Are you have passengers on board, or what's your status? No, nobody's on board. We'd have to board, so 30 minutes to board, and then another 10 to get to the runway, 40 minutes. Gotcha, yep, okay, sounds good. I'll use that. If they call and they say it's lifted, then I'll just ask them to either give you the new route, or we'll just get you a time at that point. Now that I know that, thank you.
So Pittsburgh, I know, got a Delta 767. Detroit got a few as well.
So United 598.
We got the United 777 from Dulles earlier today.
Yeah, so I just got off the radio here with a Cleveland clearance delivery, and so despite that meeting time, they say there is no update until top of the hour. So we really shouldn't do anything till top of the hour when the picture will become more clear. And besides that, the weather's still in the way, so even they wouldn't let us go at the top of the hour. So there's no need to board yet.
Copy that, 598. We'll let the crew.
Confirm 2652, clear line.
Yeah, 2652, that's right, 6 left, clear line.
6 left, clear line, that's 2652.
So United getting the bad news from ops that they don't have a time yet, and they won't know till the top of the hour. So a little bit of a delay for those going to New York. Southwest taxiing over for their departure, heading to Denver. One of these days, we're going to get one of those diversions on the live stream, and it's going to be epic.
Tower sorry, fully quarterly, 6 golf, 6 south. Enter cross shoreline 6 right at golf 2 and Aviation. 6 golf.
Ops is heading over here again, so it does not look like we're done with the flares. United about to touch down on the left side. We'll stick with Southwest here as they head out. You'll probably catch a glimpse of it here in a second.
Figure 44 January back correct. Just give me a call when you're beginning to push to the best for the time that I have. Thank you.
American Eagle 4409 as well. Getting their clearance. They'll be heading to O'Hare. That's the Republic Airways house livery. Hopefully they'll get out of here with a little bit of daylight.
Turn, taxi Golf Alpha, hold short runway 6 right, minus frequency. United 2652. Under 1055, contact tower. 15, give us an echo or anything else. Sure, my time, let me take a Cleveland ground over 6 right, taxi via Kilo Lima.
Aer Lingus getting ready to taxi out.
Alaska 216 taxi from spot 3.
And Alaska getting ready to taxi out.
1336, contact departure, take care.
Meanwhile, the sun has found a hole in the clouds.
011, 6 left, clear land.
And we got a pretty sunset over here tonight.
6 right, taxi via Kilo Lima.
Over the trees, a little bit of a pinkish haze to the north as the sun begins to set.
1,505 angle, 14,000.
Frontier 1055 inbound from Orlando for 6 left. Airbus A321neo.
Enable direct AL, Southwest.
I know earlier we were talking about the MD-80s when the Aeronavis CRJ left. I see we have one coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning, a USA Jet MD-83 out of Laredo, Texas. So he's always like to come in the middle of the night. So someone was joking about a 727. Not tonight, but you never know. They do tend to come in as a cargo flights, but they usually come in the middle of the night like these MD-80s are. So, and leaving at 3:15 in the morning. So we won't catch those unless they end up sticking around, which has been known to happen. So Aer Lingus should be first. Flight 9 Lima Tango, the A321neo that'll be, or sorry, A321 XLR tonight. That'll be heading over to Dublin. Alaska 216 following them out. Frontier 2697 as well. We should see here at some point a 321neo that'll be heading over to Phoenix. And if we get enough daylight, we should see UPS leave as well. Showing 8:57 for UPS, but they tend to leave a little earlier than that. So that could leave any minute now. And we have a full sunset now. The sun is completely out from behind the clouds. Rob Ohio's here, says I live in Cleveland Heights and big planes fly over all day. I'm 9 miles east of downtown. You get a lot of military stuff out that way as well. I don't know how much you watch that, but when they're doing the refueling, they go over the lake, they go over you quite a bit. So I bet you see some pretty cool stuff out there sometimes. Robbie is here, says 6 more days till Alaska. Well, I'm incredibly jealous. I hope you have a great time over in Alaska. One of the bucket list trips that we've talked about, not just to go to Anchorage and watch aircraft, but just to go up and just see how beautiful it is up there. I've heard nothing but amazing things about the scenery up in Alaska. Selling My Tempo says Alaska has gates at Cleveland, and they do. We have 2 daily flights to Alaska right now. We have one at about 5:30 in the morning, and then we have the evening flight. Alaska started service here, I think back in 2023, if I remember right.
Jazz 736.
Hopefully at some point we get Portland or San Diego. I'd love to see that at some point. Here's Shamrock. And we got full sun now for the first time today.
I don't know. It's a big lake. It is.
We should get some really nice lighting on Aer Lingus here as they turn. Frontier, I think, is landing on the left side. It's hard to see with the sun now. We're on the wrong side for the lighting, but from the other side you can't see departures, so that's why we're over here. This is a spot to be in the mornings, though. Speaking of airlines, new airlines coming to Cleveland, Avello starts service next month up to, I believe it's New Haven and Concord, North Carolina. And those flights are now bookable through January. So I know Avello has been known to start and stop service really quick. So at least good to see that they plan to stick around at least that long. I believe that Avello will be taking over Spirit's gates, but I can't confirm that yet. I'm assuming that's where Avello is going to go. Possible Frontier takes those over as well. And Aer Lingus is heading over to Dublin. So Aer Lingus climbs off into the evening sky, and Alaska 216 lines up for departure. 737-900 ER heading over to Seattle.
Departure, take care. Departure, departure, radar contact, climb maintain 6,000. Traffic 11 o'clock, 5 miles eastbound, a Piper at 7. Uptime is altitude 6,000, Shamrock, 19 cycle. If I 1055, cross runway 6 right at Sierra Lima, Julius 5, Julius, sit there. 6 right, Lima, Julius, 6, Julius, to the ramp, Frontier flight. 35, Frontier flight, 95. Good 216, contact departure, take care. Talking about 3 miles eastbound, 7,000.
Alaska heading off into the sunset.
2.2 climb 14,000 on the 5th. 216, clear departure, radar contact. Climb maintain 14,000, turn left heading 240, vector for the climb.
Got really pretty all of a sudden. Still cold, but got really pretty. Hoping to see these guys leave. We got probably about 20 minutes of daylight. So we'll probably wrap it up around 9 anyways and get home and get ready to go to work tomorrow. For Friday Eve. We're almost there.
Tanker traffic effect, climb maintain 14,000.
And again, we'll probably do the live stream, the usual Friday night live stream, and they're looking at doing one on Sunday night, and then depending on the weather and everything, get to Pittsburgh for the Aer Lingus inaugural, which I believe is Monday night for Memorial Day weekend. So hopefully we'll be able to catch all of them.
Now, Tango, Cleveland Center on 120.77. Good day.
traffic stuff back there, center maintain 4,000. 216, contact Cleveland Center 1351. Cleveland approach, expect the ILS 6 left.
Alaska 44, American 4409, the Republic Airways house livery E175 should be pushing back shortly for their flight over to Chicago. Expecting that aircraft to leave here in about 5 minutes.
08 Whiskey, center maintain 7,000. Chat lighting up for you.
UPS may be sticking around. I don't see them popping up anymore until the later one that's leaving at 9:30. So we may not get UPS tonight, unfortunately.
9 or 1,000.
So this is definitely not the best camera for nighttime spotting, unfortunately. I need to find out what kind of camera people do live stream with at night. I have my A7 III is the one I usually use. It doesn't really do streaming though. But camcorders are nice for streaming just because you have it mounted and they're pretty easy to zoom in and out. A little bit easier than your mirrorless and DSLR cameras, but I was using a ZV-E10 there for a little bit at night, but have to get something that can do a little better job for nighttime streaming. Jeff said, "Is Abe Lincoln on Alaska's tail?" Charlene does not believe me. No, it's not Abe Lincoln, but it does kind of look like him. I don't know if he has an official name. I believe he does. Everyone calls it Chester, calls him Chester. Who I believe, I'm not an Alaska Airlines historian, but I believe Chester was a real person. So that is who you see on the back of the Alaska livery. The new, check out the sky we have right now. The new Dreamliners that Alaska's flying, they have just the Northern Lights as their livery. They don't have really anything on the tail. Look at this sky. Couple guys riding around on motorcycles. They're a lot braver than I am. It's only about 50 degrees now. But look at that sky. Really, really, really pretty night tonight. Good news for you, the model's actually in my truck, so we're good to go there. As long as I bring the truck and not my wife's car. But I should have the truck. It's usually what I bring up. Call it the Spirit truck because it's yellow.
Expect that and turn 5 degrees left after for the straight up.
Pretty night tonight though, look at that sky. It makes up for the clouds and rain we've had most of the day today. We have 3 UPS 757 still over there tonight. One's supposed to leave any minute now. And then 2 more after 9:30. I don't know if it's going to happen though, because I don't see an airplane actually assigned to it. At least on Flight Radar 24. Doesn't mean it's right, but I was hoping we'd see one of these leave, but I don't know if we'll catch it tonight after all. It's like they're still loading this one up.
Cleveland approach radio's a little scratchy, but I caught most of it. Expect the ILS 6 left.
Got a business jet inbound from Columbus. Not sure if it's coming here, if it's going over to Burke. I think it's coming in here. United 8223 out of Tampa is about 8 minutes out. We have a NetJet Citation out of San Francisco as well. That's about 8 minutes out.
622, yeah.
And hey, we have a diversion after all. United 1288. 737-800 diverting in from LaGuardia. Was doing Chicago O'Hare to LaGuardia.
23, turn left heading 330 to set and maintain 7.
That kind of makes me think, is there more weather going on, or is there something else? Frontier 1492 out of Tampa is about 25 minutes out. American 1484 is out of Dallas, about 20 minutes out. Public Airways 9948 on a repositioning flight, E170. E170 out of Greensville, Sparta. So repositioning flight for that one. Southwest 2713 out of St. Louis. United 1934 out of Houston. We have more flights circling for, oh yeah, we do. We got a China Cargo 777 circling. It's like Korean is on their way into JFK now. The FedEx MD-11 we were watching earlier is circling over Rochester.
22, turn left heading 150 to center, maintain 4,000.
Couple of United 737 circling. We got the one that's diverting in. We got a UPS 767 circling over the lake and a 757 over the lake. Delta A330 circling over the lake. Again, I don't know if any will come in, but we'll keep an eye on it. So definitely a handful of aircraft circling over there. So I guess we'll find out.
Hotel, Roger. Expect lower at about 10 miles. 10 to your left now, 1 2 miles.
Brett Young says, notice 2 United 767 circling over Lake Erie waiting for Newark to open. Fingers crossed they may come here. I hope so. I hope we get something coming in. We had a 777, United 777 earlier today. But keep your fingers crossed. We don't have much daylight left, but keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get lucky. Boy, you could paint that. Look at the sky tonight. We do have a United 737 diverting in. But right now we just have this incredibly beautiful spring sky here. What a pretty night. Looks like the Cessna that we were talking about is actually going over to Burke. NetJet should be first, followed by United out of Tampa, then the United diversion out of LaGuardia. The one that won't come in that I really wish would is the FedEx MD-11 that's circling for Newark. That would be the one. I mean, obviously there's a few other really crazy things out there, but that would be the one I would love to see the most. I know it won't come in, but that would be really cool. Take that Asiana A380 up there too, but I know that won't come in. Right now, though, I think the highlight is the sky. Just checking these clouds as the sun sets. Beautiful night up here tonight. Just a little cold. So we're going to get these couple of inbound flights. We're going to get the American Eagle, the Republic Airways house livery that's taxiing out. So we'll get those. Probably wrap it up around 9 o'clock, but we'll keep an eye on things. And if anything does divert, I have the other camera, so I can run over to the other side to grab them. But probably about 9 o'clock or so, we'll wrap up the stream tonight. Getting a little low on the battery on this. Also getting cold, got to get home and help the wife get the little one to bed and get ready for work again tomorrow. But we'll definitely stream again this weekend, probably Friday night again, probably Sunday night again, and then may head to Pittsburgh on Monday night. We may do one in Detroit. We'll see how things go, but definitely do some more this weekend. So thank you guys all so much for being here. I see we got a pretty big audience tonight, so I really appreciate your support. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you really like it, hit that subscribe button.
And go ahead and give a call on 30.
Try not to walk over ops here. If you really like it, hit that subscribe button. So 5 years ago, last night I posted my first video as a cell phone grab on YouTube. Hard to believe how far things have come over 5 years. So thank you guys all so much for your support. And follow me on Instagram as well at Nick Flies Media. When that 777 that's here leaves, the Gridiron Air 777 that came in on Monday, I will make sure to post it on there. From what I hear, it's here to support Bruce Springsteen and his concert this weekend. So we'll find out when that leaves, and we'll let you know. If we can catch it on a live stream, we'll catch it on the stream. If not, we'll try to at least get a video for you, or at least let you know when it's going to leave so you can come up here yourself to catch it. American Eagle 4409 taxiing out for Chicago. It's the Republic Airways house livery. Frontier 2697 taxiing out behind them. A321neo that'll be heading over to Phoenix. And we got our business jet inbound, the T United's inbound, the diversion that's coming in is inbound. But yeah, I got to figure out what kind of camera everyone uses to stream at night. I'm using a Panasonic camcorder tonight. It does not like low light. It struggles with the autofocus. It struggles with noise. But we'll keep going as long as we can here for you. Here's our citation. Boy, look at that shot. So as NetJets rolls out, we have our special livery, second special livery of the night, the Republic Airways house livery. Heading over to Chicago. I believe they have 3 of these in their fleet wearing this livery. It might be 5. Still pretty neat to see it though, as Republic holds short. United is inbound. I believe they're from Tampa. And Frontier behind these guys.
United 1288, we're up 10 final. Yeah, 1288, clear to 10401, runway 6 left, clear land.
United 1288 landing on the left side. That's our diversion. Chicago O'Hare to LaGuardia, diverting in due to the weather.
Actually, just hold there for 1 second. I got a United on their tail coming around the bend. Okay, we'll hold on. November taxi, Lima Fox, shot to Atlantic. 6 right, November, Lima Fox, shot to Atlantic. That's it, 622, thank you.
So Republic is heading out. Frontier holding short. They're heading to Phoenix.
And Lima. Unit 8223, cross runway 6 right out, taxi, Lima, Juliet 3. Yes, 736, runway 6 right, taxi via Kilo Lima. Okay, 4409, contact Marsh, take care.
Air Canada Jazz as well, getting ready to taxi out. They'll be heading to Montreal. The United diversion inbound. So Brandon is asking, is the Arizona Cardinals 777 the Gridiron? And yes, the Gridiron Air is their fleet. But the one that's here is, I think, one they just used for like other charters. Like, from what I hear, it's here to support Bruce Springsteen, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Here's our diversion. But it's sitting on over on the de-icing pad, which I think that's also unusual. Usually they will park them at pad 3. So it worked out tonight with the United 777. They had a place to put it, but
84, between 9 or 1,000, then once you stop at 9, slow it to 210, please.
But I found that interesting. I don't know if they're expecting something to come in the next couple of days or what, but we had that parked over there. Frontiers on their way to Phoenix.
Hold short runway 6 right, this frequency. Gulf Alpha, hold short 6 right, remain at 1288.
49, Cleveland departure, ident please, climb maintain 6,000.
So Fair is asking, what time will I stream Friday? Not 100% sure. It'd probably be in the evening if we get up here.
2 miles north of the field.
Really just depends on what the weather's doing. It's obviously a cold, rainy night, or a rainy night, we're not really able to do one, but if it's nice, we'll try to get back up here. As long as we're healthy. Our little one's getting over something and just hoping it doesn't get passed on to one of us.
Pad 3, okay, all right, thanks.
Descend to maintain 4,000.
3, Juliet 1, and in and come back. Okay, that's clear to cross 6 right, then take Juliet 3.
Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight from Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. Starting to lose the light with this camera. We'll get home, get warmed up, get ready for work tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on the weather to see if something else may come in to divert. If so, we'll try to grab it. But glad that we got the 777 tonight. If you missed the 777, it was in probably the first 15 minutes of the stream. So go back and check that out. Of course, I'll upload a high quality version of this at some point. I got a bunch of videos I got to cut and edit and get posted here, so we'll get those posted as well. But I just want to thank you guys all so much for your support. Thank you for 5 amazing years on YouTube. I really appreciate your support. Guys, haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. Follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch at Nick Flies Media. Check out the merchandise store as well. There's some, got some t-shirts and hats and stuff like that if you're interested in checking out any of that. Ran into a couple of people at the air show last year wearing that. That was really cool. So definitely feel free to check any of that out if you're interested. It just kind of helps support things if I get to go out and travel or anything like that. So, or pays for the gas to get up here, which we know what gas has been like lately. But thank you guys all so much for your support. Lots of stuff coming up in June. We got the World Cup preview game between Egypt and Brazil. That'll be hosted here in Cleveland. So hopefully that'll bring in some cool traffic. Columbus will be hosting Ecuador, so maybe that'll bring in some traffic. We got all kinds of air shows. We got the Snowbirds and Thunderbirds will be coming to Columbus. We got the amazing air show in Dayton. We're gonna do a little bit of traveling we're gonna go to Thunder Over, Michigan to see the Red Arrows. Hoping to go to Baltimore to see the French aerobatic team when they're in town. And so a lot of stuff coming up over the next few weeks. So if I don't see you on the road, you know, keep your eyes out here. We'll try to get that stuff posted for you. But thank you guys all so much for your support. It really does mean a lot. I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, stay warm on this chilly night here in Cleveland. And we'll catch you next time from Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. Have a great night, everyone.